Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the marketplace. My name is Darryl Kwao. Great to have you as company this afternoon. Coming up, Moody's downgrades Ghana's credit worthiness. We ask what the implications are for the country. Kumasi locks one market as several throng there after the president lifts the lockdown. We've got a live update. And gold prices to hit $2,000 in the coming years. Is it time to tax the sector more as we look to increase revenue? We'll be having some analysis on that too. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us once again. Details after this break. Welcome back, everyone. So it's day one of the suspension of the 3-week lockdown of the Greater Accra and Ashanti regions. We are in the markets today to find out how business is picking up. Our checks show the business at the Central Business District of Accra started on a low side with streets virtually empty as patrons met closed shops and empty tables.
This is how the Central Business District of Accra looks on the first day since the lockdown was lifted. Many traders are yet to open as fears of COVID-19 still lurks across the market. We were here in the early hours of trade activity. Traders say business is not that good.
It's very bad, I wouldn't lie. It's very bad. Sometimes you come, you don't really get any profit, but then you still have to come.
It's very, very difficult. In fact, the business is not going on. People are not coming to the town, and then the market is not also going on.
You can see the town is very quiet. So we are still praying to God to come in and help us.
This market center is home to thousands of informal sector workers. The 3-week lockdown indeed plunged profits and business activity, with buyers meeting empty shops and tables. As government suspends the lockdown, President Akufo-Addo gave one firm condition: that businesses adhere to social distancing measures.
Businesses and other workplaces can continue to operate, observing staff management and workplace protocols with a view to achieving social distancing and hygiene protocols.
But we came to meet a different situation. Here, most traders were going about their business with no protection whatsoever.
It's like they don't care about themselves. And this sickness is not like you take something like that. You're supposed to protect yourself before, if anything now. Because we're supposed to protect ourselves before God will protect us. But if you don't care about your life, then whatever happens to you, you cause it.
Everything. And I get everything for myself.
John and Kwame could not wait getting back to business. But one thing seems off on them. They had no face masks. I asked them why.
The air not coming inside. I sweat. That's why I put.
I have to breathe the fresh air so that the one I will breathe out will not stay in the covered one, so that I will feel free. I don't afraid of any disease. I want to breathe fresh air. Yeah, that's why. So I don't need it.
The excuse by these traders sounded the same with other traders Joy Business engaged with.
I don't have some because I don't have money.
Finish, then we walk around with the wire.
So why don't you worry today?
No, I do market. If 110, I had a shout. Now I don't feel well listened and shout with.
Here at the Central Business District of Accra, you can see that business is booming gradually. But based on the interactions that we've had with most of the traders here, it does tend to mean that basic protective measures, wearing nose masks and that of applying hand sanitizers and even social distancing, is something traders here are yet to catch up on. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.
All right, let's take you next to the Ashanti region to monitor the situation over there. Managers of the Ejisu market there are considering a rotational system for traders to ensure compliance with social distancing protocols despite lifting of the lockdown. Already, the traditional market days of Sundays and Thursdays have been suspended, but many traders are disregarding all preventive measures except hand washing. Prince Apia visited the market, which has seen huge numbers this morning, in our report.
The Ejisu municipality was one of the areas locked down in the Ashanti region for 3 weeks. Traders at the market in the capital are going about their activities as though there's no disease scare. Amasewa, also known as Colombia, confirms.
Social distance we have here in Yajuma. Wasn't here in Yajuma.
The social distancing is not working here because everybody wants to trade. Many of us don't understand. Because people want to survive, non-food traders are now selling food, so we are crowded here.
Thursdays and Sundays are the market days, which see many trips to the facility for business have been suspended by municipal authorities to ensure proper spacing. The traders themselves acknowledge stricter measures are needed and they welcome the idea of a rotational system.
Our names have been written. They are going to distribute cars to us. I think the rotation system will help. So after we receive the cars, we will run a shift system. We shall abide by it.
After government lifted the lockdown, many customers and traders are here in their numbers to trade or buy one thing or the other. Authorities say a rotational system is imminent. This is the Member of Parliament for Ejiso, Kwabena Owusu-Aduomi.
Well, they should all comply because the disease knows no bounds. It's a disease that if you fail to comply with the directives, what science has advised us, and you just want to do whatever you want, you may not be lucky and you may contract it. So I will still advise them. I will still plead with my people, the market women, to ensure that the social distancing, the washing of hands frequently and sanitizing it, and also covering your nose with a mask is important so that we all prevent.
Mr. Owusu-Aduomi revealed this after distributing 1,500 bags of rice to vulnerable members of the Ejiso community at the cost of 300,000 Ghana cedis. Prince Apia reporting.
All right, Prince Apia updating us on the situation in Kumasi. We are hearing that one market has had to close because so many people were thronging there. Authorities wanted to manage the situation. We'll get you that bit of the story when we are able to establish connection with our reporter on the ground. But on the line with us right now is President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, to discuss a number of things. Great to speak with you this afternoon, Dr. Joseph Obeng.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
All right, so I can imagine that most of your members have gone back to trading today. What feedback are you hearing from the ground?
Yeah, we are barely settled in, and you know that it will take us about a month to fully settle in. We are going to face a greater challenge as we've started. You know, being held up for 3 weeks for business, we had our suppliers to pay. You know, most of us are importers, and then we will pay deposit for your goods, and then the remaining balance you pay against documents like bill of lading for you to enable you clear your goods. And this is what we are now going to prepare ourselves with to be able to get these monies to pay our balances. Then we come again and then find some money to pay the duties. So it's not going to be easy for us at all. Those people who are also owing internally by local suppliers and all that, they are also going to be, a pressure is going to be put on them. And so this is not good times for us. We have come back to work, but then a greater challenge faces us.
I see that most markets are enforcing social distancing protocols. How are you engaging your members to adhere to the health protocols?
Yeah, you see, this part of the world, especially in Africa, most of our markets are congested. We are so compacted together, and then the space for the stores are not like the supermarkets that we see. And so you see that the social distancing is going to be a bit of challenge. But then we have to also manage because we have to work. And so people, when it comes to washing our hands and all that, most of the shops have the vertical buckets in front. If you visit the market, you will see. And so we are doing that. When it comes to wearing the mask, that's where the problem is going to be, because we have to wear this mask maybe for the next probably 3 months. And you'll be wearing this for every day. Now they sell it for about 10 cedis. That's the good one from the drugstores. It means that you'll be buying this. That's why we want the government to subsidize one way to supply these masks for us.
Okay.
So that it can help us, yeah.
And just a quick one, we've been reporting today that Guta wants to be part of the team that distributes the 600 million cedi stimulus package for SMEs, and you want to be part of that team. Why?
Yeah, we want to be very part of any committee that will be formed to formulate the modalities and all that. So this particular money is for us, especially the trading community and then the other small-scale industries. And so the leadership, because the government itself has said that it's going to disburse this money through the trade associations.
Okay.
If that is so, then we have to be very much involved. And to tell the truth, even from the onset, government have been calling us to get some information regarding our numbers and all that. So I believe they will definitely include us. I'm told that they are now going to set up a subcommittee, probably this week, and then go on with the Bank of Ghana to see the interest and all that, the threshold and all that. But in all this, we want to be part of the negotiation so that we can also help them do the necessary due diligences to get the targeted people.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joseph, for being his president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. I want to go to Kumasi briefly. As we've been saying, some markets have been closed down owing to huge numbers thronging those places today. Nanaya Ojima joins me on the line from Kumasi. Which markets are we talking about, Nanaya?
So we are talking about the Dr. Mensah area of the Kumasi Central Market. And this is exactly the area that, due to the disregard for social distancing protocols, city authorities have locked down, and it's the market was segregated into 3 different sects. And today, one of these sects, that's the red sect, was supposed to be in the market, but unfortunately, due to disregard for social distancing protocol and also the lifting on the restriction on movement, all the markets. Traders in the market decided to troop in there to get their wares displayed for prospective buyers to come into the market. So with the numbers that trooped into the market, it caused some flooding of people in the market, and therefore city authorities dispatched security personnel into the market to dispatch all these traders who have taken over the pavement in the market. So including the sect which was supposed to be in the market today, everybody was sacked from the market, but the place has now been cordoned off, and we don't know what city authorities will do. But Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah says city authorities should continue to ensure that all the necessary measures that were put in place for to ensure social distancing and other protocols are observed are still put in place to reduce the spread of COVID-19.
When the markets reopen. Thanks for the update. So Ghana has been downgraded from a B3 with a positive outlook to a negative outlook. The decision to change the outlook reflects to negative reflects the rising risks ultimately emanating from the coronavirus outbreak to Ghana's funding and debt servicing, with financing beyond immediate official creditor emergency support looking increasingly vulnerable. And so let's have a discussion around that. I believe that we have via Skype Courage Buti, who is an economist. on the phone, rather. He's an economist. Thanks for your time this afternoon, Carrie. So should the rating agencies be rating now, looking at the fact that we are having to deal with coronavirus?
Come with your question again, please.
I'm saying that, is it fair for Moody's to, for instance, downgrade us when we are dealing with a pandemic?
Well, I am personally not happy about the decision, but I think I understand why. Is it fair? Well, for what they are analyzing, yes. I mean, their metrics and everything show that. I mean, why am I saying this? Of course, it wasn't long ago, I think just in February or so, when Ghana was about going on the Urban Road Show, that Moody's rated as a B3 with a positive outlook. Fact is, they haven't downgraded Ghana rating-wise. What they have changed is their outlook. So ratings, you could have the rating itself, then outlook, there are possibilities. It could be a stable outlook, it could be a positive outlook, or it could be a negative outlook, depending on what they see going ahead. Their concerns around this time is that, yes, there are things that work in Ghana's favor, but there are equally things that work against Ghana's favor. And they think that on the balance of the scale, the negativities at this time seem to outweigh the positivities. What are they talking about? Due to COVID, we're expecting shortfalls in revenues to some huge amount. I think 2.5% of GDP, the finance minister would have us believe. And that will create additional borrowing needs for government. We estimated, I think, the deficit for the year at around 18 billion. But due to this, we are going to have to add another 9.5 billion or so to that deficit. That takes it to in excess of 30 billion. How will we finance that? We have to go to the market to borrow, or borrow from wherever sources we can find. Currently, IMF has stepped in with $1 billion, and we are getting some amount from World Bank also. But obviously, the difference is going to be financed from externally. So it is adding to our debt stock, which stood at, I think, 218 billion the last time. The external component of that debt stock is about 51.6%, which is again larger than the domestic debt stock. And then the domestic market doesn't have the capacity to supply all the financing needs of the government, so they would have to look elsewhere. These foreigners are increasingly risk averse, and they are de-investing from Ghana and most emerging markets, actually. So it's not a Ghana problem per se. It's an emerging market problem. And so given this, there will be elevated risk to your deficit, there will be elevated risk to your debt position, and of course, there are even challenges to your current account position and ultimately your ability to refinance some of these obligations. And investors will always look at this. Ghana is in the market even looking to cut back on interest payments on some of the non-marketable debts with Bank of Ghana. They are also seeking, I think, Minister Kenofoyata plus his South African counterpart are actually in talks with the World Bank to seek some debt relief, to which we are hearing there is some 500 million debt standstill approved for Ghana alone. Now, all of these is communicating to the investor community that your ability to repay your debt you owe them or the debt you owe them is challenged. And so the outlook has changed from the rosy positive outlook they think it was, and then for good reasons and for the reasons we all know, to now a negative one based on the circumstances. Mind you, it will take you about 2-3 years at the minimum to fully recover from the setbacks due to COVID. And even it's an evolving issue, and then the full impact is yet to be ascertained. Who knows? We may even have to borrow more than the 9.5 Kenofoyata is talking about. So you can understand the reason. So that is what I mean by understand their reasoning, even though I'm not happy about it.
All right, Courage. We'll have some more on this subject later on. Thanks very much for your perspective this afternoon as we continue to follow that story for you. Another important story I want to follow for you has to do with the price of gold that has hit $2,000 or is expected to hit $2,000 in the coming months. And we are asking, is it time for the sector to be taxed to raise more revenue? We can speak with the CEO of the Chamber of Mines, Suleiman Okoni. So it looks like good times ahead for the industry, is it?
Yeah, not just for the industry, but the entire country as well. Government owns a part of a number of the mining firms. if not all of them. So yeah, good time for various stakeholders. Yes.
Okay, so co-chair of Ghana Extractives Industries Transparency Initiative, Steve Mantiao, has been advocating that your sector could be one of the industries that could be further taxed to raise revenue in these times. Is it the time?
Well, it's difficult to tell because nobody knows how long this is going to play out, and you just have to be careful. You want to actually leverage the so-called penny of the price this period to actually tax the industry. The industry is quite sensitive, and you have to be careful how you actually, impose fiscal burdens on players in the industry.
Okay, and finally, you donated $2 million to the COVID-19 fund. Are there any plans to help the private sector, especially those in your catchment areas?
Say it again, I couldn't catch you.
I was talking about the donation you made to the COVID-19 fund. We're asking if you intend to do so in your catchment areas as well.
Yeah, already that is being done. I remember company started this way long before we actually decided to come together and contribute at the national level. So yes, these things are being done in parallel. Companies are actually contributing to various endeavors within the communities and as well as helping at the national level as well.
Okay, thanks very much. Indeed, that was CEO of the Chamber of Mines, Suleiman Okoni, speaking to us on the marketplace. It's been pretty busy on the marketplace this afternoon. My name is Darryl Carr. Thanks for watching. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business.